come up with the $785 for the first year.
That's a good discount.
And after, what we had
And
was
it makes it so much easier.
reoccurring fees on the Tyler. Remember the reoccurring fees that we had to, that was the $19.29.
Okay, is there a monthly fee on this also?
That's the recurring fee, it's once a year.
Once a year?
Once a year. That's what she says right here, once a year. So that's the recurring fee, and that's for tech support.
That's annually.
Yeah.
Yes. The one-time fee for building the software was $12.10. So what it will cost us through splitting it 4 ways with the county, it's going to cost us the $785 to build our software and get it installed with the county for our billing. Then after the first year, it'll be $483 a year.
Not bad.
So there's two, so there's the installation fee at the $785, and then after that, there's the annual fee of $480, what was it?
$483.
83.
Okay.
Yeah, a year.
So, and she did not send me a new contract with Tyler, and I want to talk to them and see, I don't want to send him a signed contract agreeing to all these prices ourselves. So I want to get with Jennifer, and probably Rona, I think, was working on this, and see if we can draw up an agreement between Tyler, the county, and us that says what we are
Just an update.
agreeing to
Yeah.
pay the county.
Yeah.
I think that's a good idea.
But if you guys go ahead and approve us to do that, then I can get a hold of her, move forward with that, and then sign the papers. When I get it from them, I'll email them to you guys so you'll have a record of it. But then we can get this going before
That
we have
sounds
to
good,
wait
yeah.
another month.
It's nice that it's a
I'm
little
for
cheaper.
So do we have a motion to
I'll make a motion.
approve the Tyler contract? Okay, do we have
I'll
a
make a
second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
I thank you guys.
Yep. And thank you guys, please. It's really gonna make a lot.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
we
a lot
really
easier.
seriously definitely need to get this going really bad.
Yeah.
But we've been sitting on it for almost a year.
Matt, I think this one's for you,
Yep.
the maintenance report.
Yep, all is well on the maintenance side. Wanted to show you guys, I got the new calorimeter, super fancy. It's basically a smaller version of the one Ken Mallory uses, and Skip as well uses the same one. I was going to do a test here and show you guys, but I didn't get a bottle of water from the sink. Anyways, so really what you do is you pull this off. There's like a secret thing that's in here that you want to keep clean. You take one of these, which is a clean sample, and you put it in there, and you hit the button, and it zeroes it out. And then you take this back out. You take one of these, you fill it with water, let the water run for 2 minutes. You fill this with water up to that line. You stick it in there, hit the button, and it'll tell you to the 100,000th how much chlorine is in the water. So it's basically like you can really fine tune the pump and everything to everybody's liking, so that Ella, like for example, when you called and said, hey, why am I getting a blast of chlorine when I turn on my sink, right? And it's because, well, it's on up there, but you don't know really how, we call it how hot it is, how hot the water is. You don't know how hot the water is, and then now we do. Before, all we had was like a little thing, you put this magic powder in and you run it in the water and it turns some shade of pink. Whether it's bright red or if it's barely noticeable, you still don't have a number.
Does
But
that
now-
have instruction
number.
book for it?
Yeah.
Maybe put it in the lid and keep it in there.
Yep, it is. That's where I got it.
That's
Yeah.
perfect, cause
Yeah,
then
see?
if there's an emergency, we'll send Rick out there to do a test.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, for sure. So.
If you're
It
not
works
here or
really good.
something,
I'm
somebody
really happy.
can.
You can find, like I said, you can really fine tune how much chlorine's in the system so that you're not getting that and it's still enough for the
So
state.
does this take regulating on a basis here? I mean, I thought that this was supposed to regulate itself, and that was one of the reasons we put the new vault in.
What do you mean regulate?
The
Oh, up there.
chlorine.
It does regulate itself, but without this, you don't know how much. Like I said, if you were just putting the dust in the little thing and seeing some shade of red, you know, whether it's very light and it's very light pink, or it's this color and it's way too hot, you have no number to go off of.
That just
essentially.
tells you where to set the dial.
Exactly. I can go,
On
it's
the flow of
we're
the
getting
chlorine.
up there. I can test
Oh,
it for
okay.
2 days in a row
That
and
makes
say,
sense.
it's gaining. I need to go up there, turn it down just a little bit, you know what I mean?
And we've had enough trouble up there with different issues and stuff.
Yeah.
We don't have it regulated yet. I
Between-
think it will come. We
Yeah.
used to be liquid up there, and you can just precise tune it.
Does that thing need to be recalibrated every certain amount of time?
No, not really, because of the way that you do the sample, you zero it out every single time, pretty
Okay.
much. And so with that, as long as those don't get contaminated, then you can always get a zero reading and start from there.
Okay.
So, also the really cool thing here is the app on my phone that tells me how much water in every single facet of what's going on with the tank, no matter where I'm at. So I'm checking the water level right now, basically. It takes a second because I'm not in Wi-Fi here and got 2 bars, but either way, I can check it and see every bit of what's going on with the tank, just like the meter or the panel that's in the water board office.
Awesome.
So really,
That's a big
really
relief.
good deal. Here we go. Boom.
Okay.
One more second. One more second. Currently, the tank is at 11.8 feet. The pump is off. Everything's normal. The temperatures are normal. The starts are normal. The communications are normal. Everything is normal.
Neat.
So if it wasn't and something bad happened and it got down to a weird level, I get a text notification, bing, hey, the tank is at 4 feet, or whatever it is. And, you know, then you know you better go figure out what's going on and get to work. So other than that, it's worked out really good. So
Cool.
that's
That
all I
sounds
have right now. Oh, and thanks to the Golconda Fire Department. I'm not sure if you guys noticed, but we had young cadets out and about in town, and fire chiefs and
Fire
everybody.
Hydrants were painted.
All of the hydrants in town got painted, and yeah, it was really good. And the bushy ones got weed eated around as well by the cadets, as well as the I-80 well inside of it got weed eated as well. So
Awesome.
thank you, fire department.
Yes,
Appreciate that.
definitely.
That's good.
Yep, that's all I got.
Okay, I make a motion to approve the maintenance report.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, new project, using drinking water week to meet your conservation plan with Maggie. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, Maggie sent out this email that this is a project, it's a new project that needs to be done. And she is willing to help us with that, just like we did the lead survey. And I sent it to Rick asking him to take it on, but I didn't get a response, so. I don't know, does anybody want to take on a project and work with Maggie? She's awesome to work with.
She's a good lady. Yeah.
It's gonna take some communication skills, some computer skills, because everything is done over the computer. And I told her this, I've told everybody this that I deal with, and even when I don't know that I've worked a project on my own. I've helped everybody else do projects. But I have always asked that any communication be copied into the office computer. The office computer is the hub of this system, this board, this system. And a lot of times if something pops up and I can quick send it to them, it works out really well if I'm aware of what's going on, and that's how it's easy for me to help people on these projects. So, and I'm
I'll help
sure,
you if you need it, for sure. I'll come and help.
okay,
Yeah,
'cause
100%.
that's.
I already know her too from the lead thing, so.
Yes, and the lead
can
project was
talk about all the
basically
cars.
yours, you took
Yeah.
off with it and I picked up the end of it and we finally got it done. So Matt, you wanna,
Sure. Yep.
okay?
Yep.
And I'm willing to help in any way, shape and form
Yeah.
that I possibly can.
No idea what I'm doing, but I'll give it
And
my
maybe we can kind of copy Ethan in on some of this so that he
course.
can start picking up on how some of these projects work.
best. Yeah.
Some of them look scary.
Mhm.
And they don't look they look more scary to me
Yeah.
than anybody, but they're not, because Maggie and Marianne and all these people are so helpful.
Yeah,
Unless
and
you wanted to do some of it, Rick, I don't want to
No,
jump on
no.
your
I
toes or
can
anything.
help you out if needed, let me
Okay.
know.
Yeah.
I don't want to
You
sign
can show me how
anything,
to copy you in on it.
No, we don't,
so I don't wanna commit
We
to
don't-
anything
no, we
that's a
don't sign-
project with working a full-time job,
Yeah.
that's tricky.
exactly,
No.
and that is what I thought too, but, and Matt is busy too with everything that's going on with the two projects and his maintenance and the fire department board and
As soon
everything.
as that
His
starts.
plate's pretty full too, and mine's pretty full
You
right
can
now.
see out my window or out your window when I get home from work,
I
so
know.
if you need help, let me know.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know what all that is gonna entail, we just have to get a hold of
When that project
Maggie.
starts. you
I'll
know.
forward this email to you,
Okay,
you can get a hold of her
okay,
and find out what she needs to get it started.
yeah,
And if I have information, which more than likely I will, because everything's on the computer
sure,
at the office. If there's anything that I can forward to her, or get to her or anything,
okay,
make sure that you copy in the office computer.
okay, certainly will.
It'll go really fast with us working together.
I was just gonna say, hopefully it goes fast, but when that project starts, I'm gonna be fairly occupied and I may not be able to.
Well, then somebody
Might
else
have to tag
will
somebody
maybe
in or
have to.
something, but yeah, I'm more than willing to help, for sure.
Okay. So do you want me to just continue on with the updates that we had on
Well,
some of these older? Have you found out anything on security cameras or something?
yeah, I did. Do we want to make a motion to?
That's what I was waiting.
Well,
for.
yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, I did actually.
Okay, do I have a motion for Matt to basically kind of be the lead man for this new project using the drinking water week to meet your conservation plan with Maggie?
I'll make the motion.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, now we got that.
and I don't really know, I mean, that's fine if you guys wanna vote on it, I don't know that we needed to, because there's 1,800 projects that I've worked on, and I bring you results when it's done and over with. Or let you know when it's finished.
Well, since it's been put on here on the agenda, it probably should be voted on just to make sure that
That's fine.
everything's covered.
That's fine.
Fair enough.
Okay,
And then I just kinda wanted to go through some of the updates on, and I'll probably start doing this for my own record keeping and stuff on most of the agendas, just so that we're all getting updates. I don't get updates like from Rick, he doesn't copy the office computer in on his projects, so I don't know where he's at with them. Everybody else, I pretty much know what they're working on and where it stands. So that's why I, put Rick on here for the security cameras and the signs.
Okay, yeah, all right, so, there was, an error in the first proposal, the first draft. It only included the fire well. I must have not picked up on that. So I asked her to rewrite it, so I got everybody here as a copy.
Thank you, sir.
To include everything with the spring, the tank, and the chlorinization. I did, however, now that I'm thinking about it, do we want to include the cameras and security and everything at the firewall also?
I would say maybe at this point not to, because
That's-
we don't know where we're at with.
That was my point too.
That's a good thought, yeah.
That was my point, so I took that off and I had to redo this. So if I have an okay from everybody on this plan, I'll go ahead and order it.
I don't-
Did she send it to you? Did she CC you on this?
No.
On the
No.
new one?
No.
Okay.
So, I do have a question though, because we are still paying the power bill
Yes.
on the I-80 well.
Mhm.
So maybe we do. I mean, it's free. It's
Yeah.
not costing
You
us.
want me to
I
include
would
it?
say
I
include
think so.
that.
I think you're right.
I would say include that, because until we are not in any way
Okay.
responsible for the I-80,
There
Or-
you go, exactly.
It's better to plan
It's
the
better-
cost
Okay.
in now
Yes.
than
Yeah.
add it later.
And
Yeah,
if
I'll
somebody
go
does
ahead and do
scale
that.
that fence and go in that with that
We've
well
had issues. We
and
just, you know,
throws the switch on it and blows up our town, we're gonna know who did it. You know,
So,
I hate to think bad scenarios, but I think it's a good idea.
Maybe you go back to having that on there, Rick.
yeah, so, and actually she put you here as project lead on this.
I did, I told you about it,
Yeah.
a couple meetings ago that I copied
Yeah.
Matt in on
Yeah.
Mhm.
it with
And that's
you,
fine.
because he had a list of signage that we had gotten from Ken Mallory.
Yeah.
We need to get, signage, hazmat, and the hazmat book, or paper sheet, I can probably get online
Yeah.
at MSDS.
Yeah.
But,
The
you mean the
stickers.
ones to put on the tanks?
to
The,
hazmat
yeah, that's what I'm
labels.
talking about. the
Well,
hazmat labels.
anytime you have a hazmat label, you have to have the MSDS, which has everything it's gonna do to you if you get into it,
Yeah.
and first aid and all that
A
stuff
bunch of-
has to be,
A
yeah,
bunch of
it has
stickers.
to be with that material.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
And then
Well,
there's
what I was gonna
signage
say is
for
do you
above, too.
want me to have her, because she's got you as project lead, you want me to have her
You might as well.
send everything to you as
Yeah,
well?
you might as well. Yeah, because I know where it's all kind of got to go. So
yeah,
you might as well.
and please copy in the, cause some of those, I just keep forgetting, I think about it in the middle of the night to get that MSDS sheet.
Sure.
And then I get up in the morning and it's gone. So if I get emails from her,
Mm-hmm.
then it will remind me to look those up online.
Maybe you could call her and have her send another proposal with the
With the, well,
with that well in there because we had it. This is
Yeah.
taken off.
Yeah.
So
I'll
and then
do that.
I'll use that. I have it send it to me or whatever, and
Yeah,
that way I can go with that.
okay.
Notice copy and such.
I'll give her a
Awesome,
call.
Fred. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, well, we're talking about email because we're talking about this person being included and stuff. According to what I have been told this week and from what I have read, you can send out like a group text, or not a group text, but a group email to everybody. So we all, but none of us can respond back on that group thing. We have to respond directly to you,
Right.
directly to the office.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so like that one where you was adding stuff on the agenda thing, that can't be done that way, cause everybody sees it.
Not everybody saw everything. His wasn't addressed to everybody. It was on that chain, but it was sent to me on that chain, not to everybody else's. So you don't
I just-
have to reply to everybody.
You can
You
pick
can-
to reply just to her or reply to everybody.
Yeah, but
before
what
you
I'm
send it.
saying is we need to be careful how
Oh,
that's,
yeah.
how that
Well, our
is
text
replied.
messages are the same way.
Text
And that's
messages
why you
and-
have got no responses from me whatsoever on your text messages.
Well, and we
is
learned
because-
this in our open meeting laws a long time ago, and we've all been really stretching our necks.
And
Yes,
I
we
was,
have.
I was under the impression as long as we weren't actually making any decisions that it was okay, and I was informed that it is not okay.
It's not.
So,
So I will put out, this is what I will do, because I don't want to scroll through text messages trying to find everybody's response on what they want anymore. That's a lot of work. So what I will do is I will send out the chain email to everybody for such and such meeting. And then you can reply to me.
what we want to put on there.
Yes, or I either send it from the office or I will copy in the office. You can send it to the office and not me if you want to.
Well, I
And
think
I'm
that-
still
I
gonna
think it'd
see
be
it.
better to respond to the office one. That way it's just a technicality, but I think it'd
That's
be
fine.
better to respond to the office.
That's
one.
fine,
Yeah.
but I will tell you the ones that have doubled up. How's that? If we have a doubled up, if somebody, the reason I wanted it in a group is so that we're not doubling up on ideas of what we want on the agenda. If you come up with the same thing he come up with, or you come up with the same thing I come up with, then I'm not trying to float through everybody and put that together. Does that make sense?
No.
But, no. But what I will do is, before I send out the agenda,
No, okay, let's stop right there, please. I believe from what I'm reading that everything should go through the chair. So if you have something you want on the agenda, you send it to her. You send it to her, I'll send it to her. She'll put everything together and send it to you.
how about we do it this way, because I'm not gonna do it that way. I'm putting the agenda out there and I'm responsible for it. So
You're
how about,
responsible for typing it.
that still makes me responsible for it? Cause my signature's
then-
all over it, not Ella's.
Exactly, so what's wrong with having it go through her?
Okay, this is what I'm saying, is if you have something that you want on the agenda,
Mhm.
send it in to Ella and copy in the office computer. And that way she gets it and I get it. And before I sit down to type out the agenda, I will see where they're doubling up, where you have double. Nobody else is gonna see it but me and Ella. And it is me and Ella that are supposed to be working on the agendas.
Exactly.
But, does that sound fair? It's not coming to me, it'll go to the
Yeah.
office computer.
That's proper, yeah, that's fine.
That's how it should
Does
be.
that work with,
And before it gets posted, technically, is when she approves it, and that's the final for any changes.
Mhm. Supposed to
no,
be.
Yeah.
well, yes,
Yes.
to a point,
That's
to a
how it
point, until you come to the board meeting and you approve your agenda. If you wanna make changes, you can make it there before it's approved.
For
But
taking
she's
it
already
all.
approved it,
But
Yes.
she's already
before
approved.
it gets posted.
Yes,
Yes, yes,
So
Yes.
that's how.
that's
That's
the
how
way
you
I'm
do it.
reading it too.
that's fine.
That is how it's supposed to be done.
So
That's
as
what I
long
think.
as, if you guys want things to go on the agenda, you can send it to Ella, but copy in the office computer. Because then when I sit down to make the agenda, it's not coming to my email.
Okay.
It's going to the office email.
Yep.
So when I go to the office to type up the, agenda, I can just scroll through it and see everybody's ideas.
Yep.
I'm not
Okay.
hunting, if something is missed, it's because I didn't get it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, this is what I was trying to show you, okay, if you put on, sometimes I have a horrible time with this. But anyway, okay, go here. Okay, when you tap on there, okay, you'll see the Gold Conda Water Board here, and then her personal which one of these is your?
You can go clear to the bottom and hit reply and just type in the name that you want it to go to.
No, I'm looking, okay, one's, both of these.
One will be Dorla at the GID waterboard something or other.com, and that's the waterboard one.
Okay, the Dorla Latham, is that the personal?
Yeah.
Wait a minute, you
Yes.
got both of these here say Dorla Latham.
Well, I don't know why. Mine is Dorla Latham is GID Water Board, and the Water Board one is Golconda Water.
Oh, Golconda
Board
Water Board
GID.
GID,
There you go.
okay.
Yeah.
So this one here is the one
You can
that,
send your
you-
responses to.
okay, yes, the responses go to, it's this one here, Rick. This one.
CC delivered.
Mhm.
No, not, you wanna, go, CC Golconda Water Board GID. This one is,
As soon as you
This one
start
is
typing that in, Rick,
Okay.
it'll come up as a suggestion, you'll know.
okay, don't put her name, because then that goes to her. You put this
Oh,
one
I see.
here,
Okay.
Yeah.
Golconda Water Board